So I've had a problem with my '04 Dodge for a long time. 2500 Ram Cummins. Pretty much since the first time I tried to tow the trailer, the left-hand trailer light never worked, and I 99% sure it's my fault. When I installed the brake controller, I got two of the wires crossed, and I think I shorted that circuit out. Um, I've just kind of ignored it because I rarely towed very much, once in a great while. But now that I got the teardrop, I'm towing on a regular basis. So I wanted to, in case anybody else is running into the same problem, there's lots of stuff about this board, which is the power integration, where this is basically the fuse box. It's on top of here. All your fuses go on top of here. It actually sits like this. These are actually fuse, and there's a whole other set of rubber mats that go on top of this you got to pull off. A lot of guys report that the conformal coating on this goes bad, which is the clear like polyurethane, and then you get corrosion. This truck has been pretty well capped, doesn't get a lot of salt water or anything. So my board doesn't have any corrosion on it. It's really clean. The conformal coating is crap. I don't know what Dodge does, but it's completely garbage. It like just flakes off. It's completely gone. A 15-year-old truck. In reality, 100 years from now, this conformal coating should have been fine, but Dodge. So the next thing I looked at was these relays. I mean, I have troubleshot everything on the trailer. First, let me point this camera down so we can see. So what I've got here, before I repair it, I've just got a little UPS battery, 12 volts. I ohmed out the relays. All the coils come up as the proper amount. So there's 3 relays. On this top relay is turn 90 degrees. It's these 2 pins are the coil. On these 2 relays that are turned the other direction, it's these 2 pins are the coil. These 2 are the coil. These 2 are the coil. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So if you put 12 volts across there, you should really actuate. Hear that? That's a good relay actuation. Also a good relay actuation. No relay actuation. Or it makes a little tiny click and then just doesn't go. So this relay right here is bad on this. As far as I understand, these are the trailer relays for the brake light, turn light, left, right, turn light. And it's one of my turn lights that's not working. So or rather marker light, left and right, turn / brake. So I'm assuming it's that relay. I'm going to replace it. And what I'm actually going to put in there is I have a standard micro automotive relay. There's space in the box for this to kind of lay over here like this. I don't have one of these surface mount relays. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to solder leads onto this with terminals and just terminal one onto here and probably just blob that right there with a little silicone. And it'll fit in the box. There's space in the plastic box for it. Not a factory solution, but not looking to buy a new board. And I don't really feel like trying to wait for one of these relays to come in. I want to get this working pretty quick. So, okay, dry down, solder it. It's apparently soldered on with iridium. No, I don't know. It's industrial processes use a lot more tin and silver, and my Weller soldering iron is having trouble touching it. I've gotten a little bit of the solder off, but it ain't coming off. Ended up busting the old relay open, and I figured out why it didn't work. It's not that I shorted it out. It's that the little tab that's the contactor, a little steel plate in the center there, had broken off, and it looks like it was just defective. I don't know that it ever worked. I assumed that when I installed the brake controller and miswired it, I had burned something out. But that blew a fuse instantly, so I'm thinking now maybe that wasn't the case. In any case, this relay is bad, so I've got to figure out how to get this off here without damaging the rest of the board. And there's a couple, I guess, flat silicone or mylar capacitors over here I don't want to damage. I'm guessing those are for noise suppression. In any case, I don't want to break them off. So I got to figure out how to get this off without damaging the other 2 relays so I can solder a little automotive relay. It's actually a higher amperage rating. It's got the same resistance coil, 80 ohms. 80 ohms, pretty standard automotive relay. It's actually a 30 amp normally open. So this is a normally open or with a contact closed. Sorry. the normally open, when you close the normally open circuit, it's 30 amps because it's got nice big terminals. These are only 20 amps, so it's more than enough. The real issue here is I got to figure out how to get this off of here without damaging the board, so I can attach this relay, even though it's not going to physically replace the relay because it's got 5 pins. This is got one depopulated, and these pins are through hole. These are designed for sockets. I mean, I could cut these down, cut the pin off and all that, but I'm just going to lay it over here. But the first step is I got to get this off of here. So yeah, we're going to work on that some more. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. I just kind of destroyed the relay. I haven't gotten the last piece out here. I don't know if you can see that last little tab there. It's mostly out. I just need to put the soldering on it and pull it out with the needle nose. But with the relay off of it, it was acting as a heat sink. Of course, big chunk of metal, hard to melt the solder. With the relay off it, not a problem to desolder it. Fortunately, that meant I had to cut the relay off. So I basically broke the relay up like you saw, and then took a hacksaw blade and very carefully cut kind of the main pin on the top here, broke it off completely, and then sort of inside just went in with the needle nose breaking off the pins until I had the plastic cap out of the way. Basically destructive disassemble. Just being careful not to damage the rest of the board. I don't care about the relay. The relay is garbage anyways, but don't want to break off like these little, I guess, capacitors probably, or whatever they are. And don't want to break the other relays up. So I think I got it. All I got to do is desolder this, solder some wires on, and I should have the other one on in a minute. Okay, so not my prettiest work, but there's the relay. I got to put some hot glue on there to hold things down, keep vibration from being a problem. I had to pick up one of the relay control pins, one of the solenoid pins, coil pin from the relay, from the actual header, because when I pulled the other relay pins out, I was a little aggressive and pulled the pad off. Can't solder to the bare copper and stuff, so with any luck, when this goes back together, it's going to work. So hopefully, hey, look, I succeeded. If not, I guess I'm not really any worse off than I was to buy another hole in a box anyways. Or deal with the trailer not working, which is what I've been doing. But given that I'm towing it on a regular basis, I'm hoping this will fix it. So now I got to put it back together. I'm going to put some hot glue on here first, put it all back together, put it back in the truck, and then do a smoke test and hope it don't let the smoke out. So wish me luck. Okay, so I've got the truck back together. Got my hazards going. My right tail light on the trailer was not working, and I've got a little tester here. You see RT and LT, so both the right and the left terminals on the trailer are now working, which is good. I probably should have taken this in the first time I plugged the trailer in and it didn't work, because it looks like it was dead from the factory, and that was about 20,000 miles when that happened. Maybe 5,000 miles. I don't know. I towed a trailer pretty early after buying this truck. So I put up with it for 300,000 and then fix it. So hopefully it'll be fixed in the next 3.